Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Sissygram Tales. If you like my voice, then hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe for daily story updates. Now, let's start the story. Alina slowly regained consciousness, her senses muddled by the lingering effects of anesthesia. She blinked several times, trying to shake off the fog clouding her mind, and as her surroundings began to come into focus, she recognized the sterile medical equipment and the pale green walls that enveloped her. From her left, a soft, gentle voice broke the stillness. "Welcome back. How are you feeling?" The voice came from a woman in a white coat holding a clipboard, her tone both professional and warm. As Alina's vision sharpened, she could make out the doctor's features more clearly, noticing the comforting smile she wore. "Where am I?" Alina croaked, her voice hoarse and dry from the anesthesia. "You're in the recovery ward," the doctor responded reassuringly. The procedure went smoothly. "Can you tell me your name?" Alina hesitated, a wave of confusion clouding her thoughts as she sifted through her foggy memories. Eventually, she managed to answer, "I am Alina." The doctor's smile grew wider. "That's right. Well done, Alina." She gave her a moment to gather herself before continuing. "I know it might feel strange right now, but that's completely normal. The anesthesia will take some time to wear off. Let's start with something simple. Can you wiggle your toes for me?" Alina focused intently, trying to move her feet. After a moment of struggle, she felt the faintest twitch beneath the covers. "Excellent. Your motor functions seem to be intact," the doctor noted. "Now, let's test your cognitive state. Can you tell me what year it is?" 2025, Alina replied, still trying to orient herself to the present. "And do you know where you are?" "In a hospital, some kind of medical center." "That's right. You were at the Transformation Center. Do you remember why you are here?" Fleeting images flickered through Alina's mind. Papers signed with trembling hands, hushed voices, and the weight of a lifelong yearning. Her voice trembled as she spoke. "I'm changing. I am becoming who I was always meant to be." The doctor nodded, a look of approval on her face. "Exactly. You've completed the first major step of your physical transition. Your body will need time to heal and adjust, but you've made significant progress." "How are you feeling emotionally?" Alina paused, her thoughts swirling as she tried to process the storm of emotions inside her. "Overwhelmed, scared, but also hopeful. It's like I'm waking up from a long dream." The doctor nodded empathetically. "That's completely normal. A transformation of this magnitude brings up a lot of emotions. If you ever need someone to talk to, we have counselors available. But for now, focus on resting and letting your body recover. A nurse will be here soon to check your vitals and help with anything you need." "Do you have any questions for me?" Alina shook her head, still trying to absorb the enormity of it all. The doctor gave her a final pat on the arm. "All right then, get some rest. We'll talk more later. Welcome to the first day of your new life." As the doctor left, Alina found herself alone, a flood of thoughts racing through her mind. Tentatively, she explored her new body, her hands tracing the changes that were already beginning to take shape. It was happening. Her dream, the one she'd kept locked away for so long, was now unfolding into reality. Tears welled up in her eyes as she let herself cry, releasing years of pent-up emotions. Amidst the fear and uncertainty, there was an overwhelming sense of rightness, a feeling that she was finally coming home to herself. As the effects of the anesthesia began to pull her under once again, Alina drifted off into a peaceful sleep, a small smile gracing her lips as she looked forward to the new day and the new life she was about to begin. The next morning, sunlight streamed through the blinds, gently rousing Alina from her sleep. For a moment, she was disoriented. Everything felt unfamiliar, and her body ached in new ways. But then the memories from the previous day flooded back. bringing with them a surge of excitement. She carefully pushed herself into a sitting position, wincing slightly at the soreness in her body. As she looked down, she saw the bandages and dressings covering her torso. Tentatively, she placed her hand on her chest, feeling the faint swell there. It was real. Just then, a soft knock came at the door. "Come in," Alina called, her voice still hoarse, but now carrying a slightly higher pitch. A cheerful nurse entered, pushing a cart filled with medical supplies. "Good morning. How are we feeling today?" the nurse asked with a warm smile. "Sore, a little dizzy, but good. Really good," Alina answered, her voice tinged with both excitement and nervousness. "That's completely normal. Your body has been through a lot, but you're healing well. Let's check your vitals and change your dressings, shall we?" As the nurse went about her work, Alina asked questions about her recovery and what to expect next in her transition. The nurse, patient and experienced, offered calm and reassuring responses. "Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint," she advised. "Your body needs time to adjust, so don't rush it." Alina nodded, doing her best to contain her eagerness. "I know. It's just, I've been waiting for this for so long. IT doesn't feel real." The nurse smiled kindly. "I can only imagine. But you've got your whole life ahead of you now. Take your time and enjoy the journey." After the nurse left, Alina made her way to the small attached bathroom, leaning heavily on the IV stand for support. Her heart raced as she faced the mirror. The reflection looking back at her was familiar yet subtly changed. Her features were softer, her hair had grown longer, and now cascaded in gentle waves around her face. Though her body was still mostly hidden beneath the hospital gown, she could see the early signs of the transformation taking place in the shape of her chest. Tears filled her eyes as she whispered softly to her reflection, "Hello, Alina. It's nice to finally meet you." The following days passed quickly, filled with medical checkups, physical therapy, and deep, meaningful conversations with the center's counselors. Alina threw herself into her recovery with determination, asking questions and learning everything she could about her body's changes. She continued her hormone therapy, which gradually softened her features and redistributed her body's fat and muscle. But the journey was without its challenges. There were days when Alina felt the weight of her dysphoria more intensely, and the disconnect between her inner self and the reflection in the mirror seemed insurmountable. One particularly difficult afternoon, she found herself curled up in bed, sobbing. The fear and doubt about her transition overwhelmed her. What if she was making a mistake? What if she would never truly be able to live as the woman she felt herself to be? A gentle knock at the door interrupted her spiral of thoughts. It was Dr. Maxim, the counselor who had been by her side throughout her journey. "May I come in?" she asked softly. Alina nodded weakly, and Dr. Maxim soon sat beside her on the bed, rubbing soothing circles on her back as Alina cried. After some time, when the tears finally subsided, Alina whispered a shaky apology for breaking down. "You have absolutely nothing to apologize for, doctor." Maxim replied firmly, "This is a life-changing process, and it's completely normal to have moments of doubt. Do you want to talk about what's bothering you?" Still shaky, Alina replied, "I don't even know what triggered it. IT just feels like trying to climb this enormous mountain, and I can't see the top. It's a big journey, but remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Take it one step at a time." They talked for a long time, with Dr. Maxim listening attentively to Alina's fears and insecurities. By the end of the conversation, Alina felt emotionally drained but significantly calmer. "Thank you," she said softly. "I don't know how I get through this without all of you." Dr. Maxim smiled gently, squeezing her hand. "You're not alone in this journey, Alina. Remember that. Later, Alina found solace in writing in her journal. She had started this habit to help process the overwhelming changes she was going through. She wrote a letter to her future self, hoping that one day the fears she felt in the present would seem like distant memories. As the days passed, Alina's outings outside the center became more frequent and significant. Each venture beyond the facility brought new triumphs, but also fresh challenges. One of her first trips outside was to a farmer's market with Dr. Maxim. Alina practiced social interactions, speaking with vendors, and learning to navigate the world as her true self. She celebrated small victories, like buying peaches from a vendor without hesitation, simply existing as a woman in the world. But despite these accomplishments, a sense of longing lingered within her. She wondered if she would ever have the chance to become a mother. Dr. Maxim reassured her that it was a possibility, but there was no rush to make that decision. For now, Alina focused on savoring each small victory along the way. At the center, Alina continued to recover, growing stronger every day. She began to feel a sense of camaraderie with the women around her, no longer viewing them with envy, but as reflections of herself. She no longer felt like she was pretending to be someone else. She was finally becoming who she had always been. As her discharge day approached, Alina felt a mix of excitement and nervousness. She was eager to begin her new life, but leaving the comfort and support of the center was daunting. The final days were filled with exit interviews, last-minute counseling sessions, and emotional goodbyes to the people who had become like family. Saying goodbye to Dr. Maxim in particular was difficult. She had been Alina's rock throughout the entire journey. "You're ready for this," Dr. Maxim assured her during their final session. "You've come so far, and you have all the tools you need. You're not the same person who walked through those doors months ago. You're stronger now, more yourself than you've ever been." On the morning of her discharge, Alina carefully prepared herself for the day. She wore a soft floral sundress, paired with comfortable sandals and light makeup. She wanted to step into the world as her authentic self, feminine but not overstated. Before leaving, she wrote a letter to her past self, expressing gratitude for the courage to take the first steps on her journey. As it came time to leave, Alina felt a surge of emotions. As she stepped into the sunlight for the first time as her true self, she felt the weight of her old life, her old name, fall away. She was finally Alina, both in body and soul. Her new life was just beginning. Alina's new chapter began with a taxi ride to her new apartment. The driver, a middle-aged woman with a warm smile, greeted her cheerfully and used the terms with ease. Alina beamed, her heart soaring at the casual use of the female honorific. She had made it. As the taxi pulled away from the curb, Alina took one last look at the center, the place that had been her sanctuary. "Goodbye, Richard," she thought silently. "Thank you for getting me here, but now it's my turn to live." This is where the story ends. I spend hours creating these videos for you, so don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It motivates me to create more content for you. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out these 2 videos showing on the screen. Take care. Bye.